break, and we have worked on the scissors a little bit this morning. They're looking good. The water glass is looking very incomplete, but we did this area here where we see the beige through the glass. Looks good. We got to uh, have something happening here. I'm hoping for richness and depth and a wonderful luscious look of clear glass half filled with water. We'll see if that actually comes about. I've done many, if you've seen on my channel, I've done many glasses of water or just plain glasses, and a lot of them came out okay, but that doesn't mean this one's going to come out okay. Anyway, the big missing link here is, it should have a lot more of this everywhere. Down here, there's a highlight of the beige, which you can't see because I don't. Well, anyway, this is a color that's I think, I don't know if it's going to be a good highlight. Anyway, the bottom of the glass is kind of gray, but I think I'm going to exaggerate the gray by using this color here, and I don't know if that's going to be good, but it's kind of like this color right there. Maybe I try up here. We have to somehow say, hello, we are where the water is, the glass is half full, and we have to, this is the top of the water. That looks pretty good. And so this is, if you were going to walk on water, you would go from here to here. And, this is the sort of like the bottom of the glass there. That looks all right. And this is nice. This is back when we were painting loosely in the beginning. The whole painting was supposed to be a loose painting. Anyway, I got to do the beige and the bottom. Let's just see if I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like this is the right color for that, but we gotta start somewhere, and so there we go. I'm gonna sort of blend that around. Yeah, I don't really like it, so let's blot it up and call it a subtle color. Blot it up more. Okay, now we got a hint of that color. That's fine. Let's see what we got for a beige here. Here's a beige, so let's see if we can get some kind of, hello, I'm beige. I put blue there, just, I don't know why, just because I'm struggling to say beige. So now this is supposed to be at the bottom of the glass, what we're doing there. And that looks good. And maybe I'll try to have some up here. I don't know about that. And then over here, I'm going to try just some yellow ochre. And let's see, we can just come down here. A lot of blue in this area. Let's see. This is just a lot of white, blue, and a warm gray. There's a little bit of yellow here. I'm going to think that is a reflection of the flower. I'll just try and put that there. I probably should take some straight up yellow and put it in there. So I'm just going to put it here, I guess. I'm just going to put it there. I don't like it. You know, the flower, of course, is wilted. That's why we were going to paint this super fast, but that did not come about. There, that looks good. It's supposed to be a reflection of the flower. And now we want to go back to the beige. You gotta see about like here, sort of a darker beige. That kind of hopefully connect with this. Uh, Maybe a little red here to say, hi, I'm the reflection of the scissors handle. There is a sort of a mini reflection there. And then right here is kind of like an orange. You know, I hope this is going to translate to, hey, I'm a reflection of that. We'll see if it really happens. I'll try this right here. And then let's see if we can just, this I think should be lighter, so I'm just gonna like leave it like that. So now it's a lighter representation. I'm gonna go here trying to, there's a bunch of circles down there. And I think I'm gonna soften this line. It's a very, you know, it's a weird thing to be trying to do clear glass, right? So anyway, I'm gonna fuzz this a little bit. Just kind of soften it so it's not quite as garish. And I guess I'm gonna try a blue. I have a blue gray. I'm gonna see about just putting some blue right here. We're trying to build form in the glass. I don't know if that's good. And we need more right here, blue. I'm gonna try to go here. We had a dark right there, which I just sort of tried to remove. And I don't know if blue might be a literal, kind of a literal thing, but we're trying to say that right here is the, you know, the outer edge of the water that's in the glass. So, you know, water is usually blue, right? Hey, 4 thumbs up. Thanks so much. I super appreciate it. Tajni Stanford, thank you for the greeting. Very much appreciated. Look up, I'm getting a bunch of hearts. I much appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment very much. Thanks so much. I didn't think it was looking majestic, but I super appreciate that. And 4 thumbs up, so that's super great. I sure appreciate it. All right, anyway, where are we at? This is nice, but I'm gonna make it a lot lighter. This thing here, because you know it's a little bit too bold for this. What we need bold is darks like this, and you know it's strategically placed. So let's see about that yellow there to blot a little bit up. But you know, a big challenge here is you know, we have the level of water there, and that's supposed to be here and here. It's not very well defined over here. I think we're going to try to, I don't know if you can see there, kind of, I don't think that's the right angle, but you see right here, there's a pretty big kind of shadow, even if it's, there's a lot of light in the shadow, but right there, there's that big section. And I think that's what's missing to say, hello, I'm a glass half full of water, because it's this, is from here to here is the water, and we are not really saying hello, we're water. So what we got there is like a, you know, a brown beige with a hint of like silver, So I'm just trying to get myself a good beige, and let me see. So anyway, I started out with this palette here. I got these beiges right there, and now I'm going to try to just to put a hint of brown with it, and you know, I'm trying to say hello. Oh, hey, nice scene of the ceiling there. Okay, let's try to get a nice beige here. Um, well, you know, I wouldn't say I'm the power motivation guy, because I woke up at 4 a.m. and painted maybe an hour so far. Come on, and I got the day off more or less, so I should be able to put in 16 hours today. But no, lack of motivation. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this. It's got a bold stroke. I don't know if that's a good idea, but we're gonna try anyway. And come over here, because we gotta lay down some paint there. Okay, that's cool. Now I want to add just a hint of not red, but just lean into red with that color. So I mean, it's a very subtle red. So here I mix that color with the red, and I just want to lean into red right there. Let's just see if we can. Okay, that kind of leans into red. Okay, and good. And now we're gonna need actually what we need is a Payne's Gray leaning blue, in my opinion, for this water line. So so anyway, this right here is kind of like a green lean on paint. As a Primatech color. Okay, now I'm putting in some blue, which I think is called French ultramarine, and then I got this other color called lunar blue, which is a strong Payne's Gray, but has a blue influence, and that's starting to look like a good blue gray. What does everybody think? And I'm going to do a super fine line, which is probably, I don't know if it's so great to be doing that with a number 12 brush, but you know, who wants to be changing to a little teeny brush right now in this important juncture? So that's damp. I don't know if it's when I want to do that on damp, but I think I'm just going to go for it, and it might be terrible. Let's find out right now. I'll get a cleaner line right there. This is definitely going, but at this point I'm more concerned about the puddle that's right there. So let's just see, take some of that away. And I don't really like how there's like kind of a dot there, but I don't know, I think we're getting somewhere there. I'm going to go ahead and come up here also. And I hate to use the same color for a long line, because I don't like any lines on a watercolor, but we're really trying to say hello. We are the water level in the front. So that is good. Now I'm going to try to go a lot darker. Same color, but I'm adding a lot more dark, and now this is a very critical area right here. And since the paint's still wet there, it's making a little puddle. I'm just going to leave the puddle there. And that looks good. Also, I'm going to just go a little bit right here. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Make it a little bit less obnoxious. And I'm going to try to just put a hint here. That's not the way the scissors look, but in my perception here, that's the way the scissors look, because now I'll make this thicker. Just as long as I have that dark on me, on my brush there. And that should really be a highlight right in this place. So I took the water, I rinsed the brush, and then I just squished the water out, and I'm trying to lift off the paint that's right here to make it lighter here than here. And that is now lighter, and I don't know if that is working out, but it looks okay. And what the heck this is, this was back in the loose phase. I think I'm gonna just put some plain water right in this area here, and let that break down some of that paint there. There's some white there of the paper. I'm going to leave that. It's a good place for it here. I'm just going to just sort of working on this with clear water, because the this brush stroke here, while it looked nice in a loose way, it's not really doing it for me right now. So here we made it a lot lighter, so that's good. You can see if we can soften this whole thing there. And let's see if we can just soften this a little bit also. It's looking a lot better all of a sudden. Okay, well, look at that. It looks metallic. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for those pineapples. That's really nice. Hey, 5 thumbs up. So wonderful. Thanks so much. All right, we're making big movements here, big waves, I guess. Now what we want to do is, let's see. That's not it. I'm going to try to show. Okay. So anyway, never mind the scissors. We've been moving those around, but what we're looking at on the glass is somewhere about there. There's like this thing shaped like an eye there. This in the video here is looking completely different than from the naked eye, but there are certain aspects there that I mean, it's more like this somehow, as far as that goes, and even I guess more like this, as far as the color right here is, that's what I tried to do right there, but you know, the camera just doesn't pick up on you know, what you see with a couple of eyeballs. But anyway, there is this these reflections here down in there. That's still missing definition right here. That's a critical area. This thing that looks like a backwards C is actually this LED light, which makes these weird reflections. But we do have the where is it? The single light source light, which is just to help us understand what a real shadow might look like. Anyway, so we got to hit these areas, this, all in here, these things. There's a lot of blue in there. There's the beige through the, looking through the glass. And then last but not least is, you know, this front rim has really got to pop and say, hello, I'm the front rim. I'm closest to the viewer than anything else in this painting. So there's some challenges that we got to, you know, hey, thanks a lot for all those hearts. So I really appreciate it. Wow, that's really nice. Thank you. Oh, 6 thumbs up. Wow, we're going for a thumbs up record. The record is 9, I got to say, but, you know, anyway. I'm going to try to put the camera back here in its little holder. And maybe we'll try to go a little bigger there. Okay, so now we're going to try to hit some of those complexities in the reflection that we just talked about. I'm tempted to jump into the smaller brush, but I'm going to hold off and and keep going with the big fat number 12 brush. All right, so let's see what's happening here. I want to see about getting a nice blue. I'm going to say cobalt blue. I gotta say, what you see with the naked eye is far different than what we just saw with the camera. But either way, I'm still gonna try to hit that with like a blue lean. That looks pretty good, I guess. We don't want to be too obnoxious with the blue. And let's just see if we can, you know, so far we got, you know, it sort of passes for form. And I guess I'm going to just go right here. Let's just go light right there. We're being bold at this point. That looks terrible, but wait. Let's see if we can just sort of come in here. So that could sometimes be, you know, a glassy effect, but, you know, I don't know about that hard line on the left. Doesn't look bad, but right up here, it's we're sort of losing the audience. Let's see if we can. I don't know. Let's see if we could just go right here. Just trying to get a better edge right there, and we left the white of the paper right there, and the leaf, I think we're going to have to get into a bit of green here and extend this leaf, which we are doing for imagination due to extreme wilting of the leaf. But anyway, that line there looks silly, so I'm just going to go there, and then might as well do the same thing down here. Maybe to a lesser extent. And I don't know, I guess we gotta come right up there and hug the side of the glass. And that might look pretty dumb, I don't know. Let's see, we'll go right here a little bit. That could be okay. I don't know if we really want to go here, but having said that, we're going there. That looks alright, I guess. And since we did that, we should also come in here and try to mirror a bit of that intensity, which is not happening with that. So this is a bummer that we got to do this from imagination, because you know, we paint from life. You really want to have that reference of working hard for you. So anyway, see if what that is. I don't know. I had thought that this leaf looked pretty good. Oh yeah, and we were putting action dots on the leaves just to get like a leafy look with an abstract, you know, bunch of dots. So I'm gonna reinforce the dots. And I mean, it's looking okay, but this looks really bad, I think, with the, I'd like to just get this thing right here pretty much diminished. Just gonna go as light as possible in this little area, and it's possible that we might want to just somehow work some yellow into that area. All right, back to the glass. So what we just made was this inadvertent line that goes down like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I also think we should have a good gray going right here. It's certainly leaning into blue. And so let's just try to get a blue gray right now. And it's not only a blue gray, but it also has this, uh, you know, swimming pool kind of look. And I have this color, which I forgot what it's called. I don't know if it's called turquoise or what, but that is a good influence on blue to go into the swimming pool look. So I got that. This was a cobalt blue, a hint of gray, and then now we got this thing trying to get the slight green swimming pool look, but it's this thing by itself is just like, if you ask me, it's like an unnatural color. But we're going to use that to, you know, shift the gray. I mean, this is a serious gray, but we're exaggerating it with these other colors. And this, this is a very critical line right here. So let's just see if we can pull it off. Because that, you know, area of the glass is looking like heck. So, okay, that looks okay. And now I'm going to see about maybe right here. And that is not great. But we got to keep painting on this thing. It's not going to paint itself. We must put brush to paper, right? Okay, I'm going to also put some right here. That looks horrible. Maybe. Yes, indeed. Okay, now we're going to lift off at least this center area right here. Okay. Good. And so now I'm going to soften that. Okay. And when we commit to the rim of the glass too, we are forcing ourselves into a corner of a skewed round thing. So there's nothing wrong with a skewed round thing. I mean, if you look at, you know, Matisse or Cezanne, he's got like, you know, cups with skewed round things, and so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, this might not quite be the level of Cezanne. Hey, Creative Souls, thanks so much for that compliment. And Gian Marco, thank you very much for the greeting. And anyway, we're trying to, you know, get this glass to look glassy at this point. We got the flower looking flowery, the scissors looking, you know, okay. I mean, if you had to guess, you would say it's scissors. And we got a glass half full of water, so we're trying to say hello where the water. This is supposed to be the water line back. That's the water line in the front. I am going to get really bold here, not out of frustration, but just out of a sense of urgency to advance the development of this thing. And I think I really want to do, I guess I'm going to go here and come right there, make this, and then I'm going to come down here. Because we really got to start, you know, committing. And now that looks okay. This is more red down here, but, you know, I'm just sort of laying something down, and let's see if we can do this over here. Oh, so that does not look great, but, you know, at least we got brave and laid down some paint. Now I'm going to put water here and just try to make this a diffusion, sort of like what we got right there. And this hard line here, I really don't think we want it there. You know, just try to do a couple of these things here. And that does not look good. So let's try again for diffusion. Okay, that's better. And we should do the same thing up here. Why don't we try to just take out a central, there we go. And now let's try to soften the edge. Since we're on good cotton paper, we can, paint that paint stroke and then soften the edge later, which is what we just did. Now I got a big puddle on there, and I'm gonna leave it there just to do its work. And now I have squished the water out of the brush. Now I'm just gonna collect some of the puddle. That looks kind of nice. We are desperately trying to make, this whole plane look like it is the top of the water, even though the water is clear. We are trying very hard, and I think that this is helping us to look like there's some water in there. And we definitely got, I don't know if we really want to have those highlights that were right there from the other light. That'd probably be better. We ignored that and lean into the single light source, but yeah, that's another incomplete area anyway. So I don't know, that's looking pretty good. And here I think I'm just gonna get a little bit darker of a blue and get like some kind of swoop that's gonna go right there. And I don't want it really darker, I just want a darker version, but I don't want it to be more intense than that other thing. So let's just see if, because we got this thing that looks like, right there in the glass, there's the glass rim, there's the side of the glass, and then here is the water level in the glass. Right here, there's this swoop that goes right there. And I'm trying to represent that, if that makes any sense. Okay, the swoop is right there, okay. And this is really the top of the swoop, that's the bottom of the swoop, but I gotta define the swoop. And then here, I think I'm also gonna, I also got this thing that's like a curve. This is actually the LED lamp, but which I just said we're not gonna try to paint that, but now let's try to paint it. Okay, that might be too bold of a line because that is, underwater in the in the back corner, but I'm just gonna leave it for right now. Let's try to go here. That might be good, might not. Down here we already got a lot of fun stuff started. I'm just gonna try to maybe do something there. That's nice, and I wonder if just having a line through there, that might be good. What do you think? Is that making me look like glass glare? Maybe. I don't know about these little dot lines here. I just pick some of those up, but I think that, this thing here, the dramatic stroke, I think that might help us say hello, we're glass. This is the outside of the glass. And then and here I want to get something going right just to fill this in. And that is definitely not the color we want in there, but I'm just gonna put this other blue in there. And that's not the right color, but it is the right area, that's for sure. So we got the area is wet. Now I'm gonna try to get a blue that is more satisfactory, and then we're gonna go in the same area, and since it's already wet, the water will just sit around in that area. That looks good. It's a puddle, of course, so now I'm gonna lift off some of the excess water, and hopefully we have something good there. All right, I think we're going places now, and I'm going to take another look at the single light source version, which is so radically different. I'm reluctant to start painting that, but I think we're making progress. I'm going to wow, 9 thumbs up. Thanks so much. Holy cow. That's like I don't know if my record is 9 or 10. So we're going pretty good here. There is the approximate, that's approximately for the scissors. This is approximately for the interior of the glass, but somehow the eyes are, it doesn't look as quite as cone shaped, the glass, when you look at it with your pair of eyeballs. So anyway, that's we're just have to overcome that as an obstacle. We got our wilted flower, which started out very fresh and exciting, and we're working on the glass, trying to make it clear glass. Scissors looking okay, background is adequate, and it's a lot of fun here. Super appreciate the 9 thumbs up and all the support we got today from observers. Thanks so much. See you back soon.